What's good with y'all niggas, man? Japan is the most racist country. I went to find out by our boy Love Halal. Let's get into it, bro.
There's this perception or growing sentiment that Japan is just a perfect country. Everything is great, no issues, and especially not racism. And I feel like this reputation really stemmed from those weebs, you know, the anime fans who think, oh, everything, you know, kawaii, ooh, whatever the hell. But even in anime, bro, have you seen the way some of these black characters are animated, bro? And some
Bro, they always look like them old Jigaboo Cap cartoons back in the day, bro. That shit's crazy.
people will say, oh, it's not racist, you know, that's just the art style, or they don't have black people over there, they don't, you know what I'm saying, like,
They got the internet, bro. They literally have the internet.
I don't know, bro. They have the internet. Internet is free. And by the way, your boy, 50% Japanese, 50% black. I have no bias. But the thing is, it's not just anime. Hold on. It's also people in real life. There are real clips.
Are Japan a racist country?
Definitely, yeah.
Too many blacks in Japan lately.
Nigga, aren't you black? Why do you have braids? Wait, is this nigga black? Is he? Whoa, bro. This is an agent, bro. This is a whole agent, bro. That's crazy.
Now, the other day I seen this clip right here, which really inspired me to make this video because what the actual hell? I guess they have signs that look like this. No circus performance here, bro. Are we monkeys or something? Basically, I came across this video from a guy who went to Japan and he saw this in the store. Black.
Like, this is blatantly racist, bro. This is blatantly racist, bro. Come on now.
Babies that you can buy for 300 yen.
They were selling black babies.
Yeah.
And I stared at that machine for about 15 minutes before I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna get one.
And you decided to buy one, bro? This gotta be some type of, I don't know what it is.
CIA working overtime, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
There's gotta be something. I'm gonna find a way to get you canceled, bro. I don't know. This has gotta be cultural blackface appropriation, some type of violation of some type of African American law, bro.
Now, to be 100% honest, the reason why I got black baby here was because, well, you know,
It's
I want
black.
to have kids someday. And I thought this would be
With
good
a black person?
Nah, bro. That's just weird. It's literally just weird, bro.
So like any good father would, I showed him a lot of love. Black baby here is a racist caricature of black people. And frankly, I couldn't believe it. Because one, black baby here isn't actually black, but a tan baby.
Stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. Come on now.
Or the translation.
You see these lips? This is
Niggas will straight up gaslight you, bro. To show you some shit and tell you that it isn't what it is, bro. Like, please be so fucking for real, bro.
not no Asian feature, bro. They're drawing them specifically to look like this, to specifically symbolize that they're black. They're not tan, bro. People try to excuse this behavior just because it's Japan, bro. When, let's be real, which, oh, by the way, me being half Japanese doesn't really absolve me from anything, because if you look at half Japanese people, often talk about the racist experiences they grew up in, living in Japan.
My next door neighbor, they used to think like I was a drug dealer. Like they've said things like you look like a mafia.
Plus, you're born and raised here, but you still feel like an outsider.
Yeah, mentally, definitely, I don't feel like I belong here.
Their experiences aside, I see videos all the time on the streets.
And they grew up there, bro. Grew up their whole lives there.
You know, people with the, you know, dreads or having afros all of a sudden, I'm like, bro.
No way. No fucking way. Hey, bro. These agents are out of control, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
How did you even manage to get that? And why does it look kind of decent? I ain't gonna lie. Like, but then when they're asked to name a single black person, they start saying things like Lil TJ.
黒人の人3人誰ですか?
Peter TJ.
Shout out to Lil TJ, but that should not be the first black person you think of.
That shouldn't even be the first 15 black people you think of.
Okay? You sitting there thinking, you skip, I don't know, MLK, Obama, I don't know, LeBron James, me. I don't know. Lil TJ.
黒人あれだモーガン・フリーマン
And then when you're a black person, like full, you know, 100% black person, going there to visit or travel or whatever, you might even have a negative experience, you know what I'm saying, as a foreigner.
Living as a POC in Japan, have you experienced any racism?
I wouldn't say racism, it's more like you're expected to be this sort of hip-hop-ish, that kind of culture. You better be athletic, you better dance, you better something.
That's crazy.
Basically, bro, Japan
Literally, you just have to have a X factor as a black person for some reason.
is not perfect by any means. There are different issues, you know, going around there, especially racism. People like to act like, nah, it's not a thing. You know, they're just drawing the characters a certain way. It's just the animes. You know, they just don't know any better. That's also something I've noticed, especially in like Asian countries. People will be quick to say, oh, they just don't know any better. Like a Chinese person will go up to, I don't know, I show speed and say straight up, just say nigga to him.
那个是不是太远了？那个啥，那个。那个
Saying that word that many times, you know the way it sounds. Let's be real.
Come on, bro.
Bro, there's a stereotype for Asian people being extremely smart, and you think for some reason they don't understand that. Like, bro, these people know. They know. Some of them know, bro. It's okay to say that some people are racist. Some people are, bro. No country is 100% perfect and absolved of any issues. And if you're saying that, you are literally meat writing an entire location, a country, a place that, matter of fact, you're probably not even from or have any DNA from. So relax, okay? Weebs. Anime is amazing. I like anime. Anime is great. Chill. But one thing I will say is that I'll never truly know how racist the country is unless I experience it myself. I really gotta go boots on the ground, you know, do some interviews, walk around, talk to people.
Oh, I forgot this nigga did go to Japan, bro. I literally forgot. Alright.
Or get a little, you know, experience myself of how they treat me as, you know, a black person or half black person in Japan. Because without that, how can I really speak on racism or societal issues within another location that I've never been? So I guess let's go.
We good?
We are here officially in the streets of Tokyo, Japan.
All
You see it. If I drop my camera out of this balcony, this is like $1,000 loss.
All jokes aside, I'm really here on international business, you know, trying to create relations and ties from country to country. Is this a
I show halal, man. Let's get into it, bro.
tourist-friendly spot for black people? And there are a few different ways I can go about conducting my IRL research based on the studies I did. I feel like the most effective way people tend to call out racism here is like stares, maybe some comments, and people avoiding you in public spaces like trains, buses. You get the point. Now, another thing to take into notice that we are in Tokyo, right? You know, a very, what's the word? The most diverse city in Japan. So it's gonna be less racism, or I guess they'll be more used to seeing other races here in a city like this compared to the countryside. I decided to break it up into 3 separate categories, okay? We're gonna be doing the stair test. Stair test, we're gonna walk around, you know, see what the stairs are looking like, how they're feeling, you know, if there's anybody, you know, looking a little too hard, looking a little too crazy. The public spaces test, you know, see if people like to sit next to me or feel disgusted in my vicinity. And lastly, the interview test, where I talk with some of my friends who were on this trip with me, or maybe I even speak to people outside, which, you know, I am very socially awkward. I'm such a scared, frail individual who doesn't like to talk to people, so that'll be kind of difficult. We'll see. So let's go outside and start off with the stair test. And I didn't really notice any stares at all. I'm gonna keep it a bug with you. Nobody stares at you if you're black. And that was until I realized I was not wearing my glasses. There was a time I was walking down the block and every single human being in the vicinity stared in my direction.
I know I said people don't stare that much. Ignore everything I said, alright? Because, nigga, every single person was staring for a little minute.
It's not necessarily a bad stare all the time, and let's be honest, who wouldn't want to stare at a gorgeous chocolate alpha male?
Aight, bruh.
Myself. Okay, you could low-key tell when somebody's staring at you in like a negative, you know, connotation, or if they're looking at you in some, oh, like that's a nice outfit, or that's a nice. One thing I have noticed, bro, people really like outfits here. This is like a big like fashion type of city, because half the time it did feel like they were looking at me, but it wasn't looking at me in like a negative way. It was like, oh, I like the outfit, or the outfit's interesting, or, you know, this person looks interesting. And let's be honest, if you do see a polar bear in Arlington, Texas, you might take a couple glances at it. It's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Because, yeah, black people are kind of polar bears in Arlington, Texas. I mean, I've probably seen a total of like 10 black people so far. There's a difference between a, you know, get out of my country, you dirty nit, and a, oh, that's an interesting specimen. I've never seen a human being as, you know, beautiful and aesthetically pleasing as yourself, which a lot of people would probably say about me.
This nigga just called himself fine shit, bro. That's crazy.
So far, I haven't really experienced anything crazy, It's been nothing but love towards me. However, I did notice that when I was walking with one of my black friends, some Japanese girl happened to come out of the corner, point to my friend, and be like, "Nigato." Can you confirm that they called you Nigato on a drive-by?
Yes, I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, drive-by racism is crazy, bro. Drive-by racism is actually wild, bro. Nigato? Oh, that's crazy. That's
My
wild.
feelings, but hey, man, we're in Japan, so it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't count. They can't be racist, bro. It's cool.
What if they were admiring the fact that I'm like Killer B? You know? Ooh, Nigato, Naruto. Look, it sounds the same. Or what if we're just mispronouncing what it actually means?
That's what I was thinking.
Cope. Elite levels of coping, bro. I love to see it.
Might mean something else, so if you guys know what that means in the comment section, let me know. So now we got the stair test out of the way, let's get to the public spaces train test. See if people want to sit next to an African American, darker skinned, curly haired, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 on some days.
Self-glazed, bro. Self-glazed, man. Hey, man, he's an attractive black man, bro. So I'll allow it.
Handsome individual.
It's just kind of perfect though. Well, actually, no, because no one will sit next to you.
They might just not sit because you have a suitcase.
Not even that, yeah, you're in a bad spot. Maybe move to your left so leave an open seat.
That's crazy.
Little voiceover part right here. I tried to do the train test to see if anybody would sit on not on me on the train. Unfortunately it failed. As you can see by this 10 yen coin cheese pool looking reaction, nobody got on the train at this time, but I was able to test it again a little later. I just didn't get it on video, and the train was absolutely packed, but nobody gave a damn about my existence. All right, nobody cared, nobody looked at me. It was just like people were getting on the train, getting off the train. Motherfuckers are busy, they're going where they want to go. So train test, yeah, people don't really care. At least they didn't care in my experience and when I was there with the bros. Since I am here with my friends, you know, I think it'll be a good idea to ask them what they've experienced so far on this trip. All right, so I am here with my bro Caleb. Have you experienced any, you know, interesting racism or any discrimination out here in your time?
I think this is one experience. We're walking past the Tokyo Sky Tree, right? And it's me and Tommy. As we're walking by, it's this one girl and her boyfriend. They see us, she says something to him, and they just kind of laugh. Nothing crazy. She goes like, do whatever, like, let's do something. Yeah, so this is her, right? She goes like this.
It's the typical black man pose, I guess, because
It's the forearm.
there is a meme with
no fucking way, bro.
the four, but I mean, he looks
That's crazy.
nothing like the
bro.
guy. I'll put the
You
meme on the
gotta-
screen.
Oh, bro, that's wild.
So does that go to show all black people look the same, or black people like to do that four pose, or all black people are Atlanta demons? I have a friend here.
Atlanta Demons is wild.
4D Shams, y'all might recognize y'all might know him. So what have you experienced?
They definitely have been looking at me like, what is this black man, this BBC destroyer? Sorry.
Hey, bro, that's crazy. Is everybody here just a self-glazer, bro? Jesus.
That was a little
It's
too
not
much.
getting cut. None of this is getting cut.
But I don't think it's like malicious stares, but they definitely like stare and like wonder, like, oh, okay, this is an interesting sight.
Very interesting specimen. Here we have an African American male in his natural habitat. In other news, in order to really test, you know, if Japan hates black people or dislikes black people, I might have to, you know, try some other measures. Just walking around is not gonna work. These people are extremely nice, a little bit too nice. So.
Okay. And what does that mean exactly?
It's like you're hiding your true feelings in, and you're trying to put on a show of politeness.
Okay.
You're trying to be polite, but underneath you're feeling something else. So it's actually there's the full sentence is honenmai tatemai.
And so you're saying that like sometimes Japanese people will put on like a front, like they're nice to you or kind, but secretly they don't feel those genuinely. Okay.
So even though they're angry, they don't express it openly. You know, they're very repressed about it.
How would you just out of curiosity, as a black person myself, like how do the Japanese women view interracial dating or like
just trying to get to know one another.
I think they're very open to it.
Have you experienced any like racism or any like prejudice
Not
around
over,
here?
no, not
Okay.
to be honest.
But I was thinking maybe, you know, more in the countryside is a little bit, I'd assume it's a little bit worse.
Yo, that Uber driver was cool as shit. I'm not gonna lie, he was saying some real shit.
It's not like he would have ever called us the hard R.
Right after, literally right after. Can't make this up. He dropped the hard R right after that. I guess he didn't have any ill intent. Bro was trying to talk about his free speech. Y'all know how that goes, bro. That definitely doesn't help the case of this country. All right, now that I am officially back, you know, home and, you know, at the setup and things of that nature, I can give you guys a little good recap. Tokyo did not really experience anything crazy. I did go to the countryside, so I went down, you know, a little further south to visit family. And was there racism? I don't know if I would say racism, but the stairs were definitely worse. And they were
micro racism. Micro racism.
Definitely more on some like a fuck type of stairs. Yeah, I didn't really record much of that
But that's just human nature, man. It is what it is.
interaction, you know, because I was, you know, spending time. It was like vacation time and things of that nature. But now that I, you know, experienced Japan and, you know, for a good 14 days, okay, unless you live there as a full citizen, you're not going to be able to really know what it's like to live there. Even if you're on like vacation, that's not enough time to really truly grasp the experience of being a black person in the country. And of course, there is racism, there is discrimination, and there's people who live there who will tell you that. It's probably worse the darker you are, and the more likely, if you're a woman, it's also probably worse the fact that I'm a dude. Before we get out of here, I do want to go over this one clip I seen. DG cries on stream after being microaggressed and rejected in Japan.
They probably think I'm trying to sell them something or something. Y'all cold, huh?
Are we still looking?
Look how that shit got me feeling. I'm crying, bro. I never got rejected before.
And then in the comment section, you know, people are tripping out, you know what I'm saying, oh, this is so sad. Spend all the money to visit a country who thinks less of him because of the color of his skin. I'll never understand racism. Blah, blah, blah. It's so weird because Japan has blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, bro, there is more nuance to stuff like this. Like, he was rejected because he was on a street where all the guys go to harass women and ask for their number. So the women already went away from dudes on that street. Sad that he went on that street. Now, when I was there, there is definitely areas like, you know, where it looks like he's, you know, in the city of Shibuya, maybe in Shinjuku. Those are like specific areas of Tokyo. Those are definitely sketchy areas, especially for women. Okay, people try to like, there is a district or an area where people, you know, offer certain services and they will hold a sign with a dollar amount saying this is how much it costs to, you know, do these activities. And what I noticed when I was walking in these areas, there was a lot of black people for some reason. All right, there was the most amount of black people I've seen. And I was like, yo, what up with some black person? I dapped them up wherever he asked me, yo, what are you trying to do tonight? You know, what are y'all trying to get into? It was just, you know, nice, good vibes. Then I see another one and they were like, yo, you know, you want to buy this? You want to buy that? And then there was more. They were coming out the cut left and right like some zombies, be like, yo, do you want to buy this? You want to have this?
Bro,
Oh,
You want to do this?
Nah, bro, nah. Gooner demons, man. Gooner demons.
wanna do that?
Hey,
And then I see some
man.
other
Hey, man, that's the video, man. Like, subscribe, all that good shit, bro. Tapping with the Discord, tapping with the Twitch, man. YouTube's been looking good, man. I appreciate y'all for the support, bro. And we're out.